over you, or actually, we'll move on. You might be busy tonight with work. So, Rick, thanks for joining us. Take care and have a good evening. My next two, Terry and Aaron, VE3SUB and VE3DFA, are both QRU. Thank you, gentlemen. Tim, VE3TGN, over to you, VA3BVH. How many teeth do you think are in a great white, Tim? Over to you for any comments. How are you tonight, VA3BVH?
There, Brian and everybody on the net there, I haven't got a clue myself, really. I never ever thought about anything like that. Never been anywhere where there was sharks. I've been down to Daytona Beach, Florida, but I can't answer that one. I don't know at all there, Brian. Have a good net, and we'll be listening along there. Back in that control. And then Bill has a few minutes. I'd like to talk to ES there if I can. E3TGN force flight.
Yeah, roger that there, Tim. You can give Bill a call after the net here. Thanks for joining us, of course. And we'll hopefully grab you next week. And I'm going to take a pause here for any more check-ins that want to come in here before I go across the border again. Any more check-ins, please call now.
Bravo, Oscar, Kilo. KS.
I've got VE3BOK, and was that Victor Echo 3 Kilo Sierra? Roger, thank you, sir. I will get to you guys momentarily. Anybody else checking in tonight, go ahead.
EE3OML QRU.
Thank you, Mary. Have a good one. Anybody else for the net, please call.
Victor, Riverside, QRU.
Papa Victorinox, QRU. Thank you, Rick. Anybody else for the net, go ahead. All right, we'll go back up to the top. Alpha Charlie 8 Fox Juliet from across the border. I believe you said it was Rich. I'll learn everyone's name eventually. Good evening, sir. How are you tonight? And how many teeth do you think are in the skull of a great white shark? Over the border, I believe to Westland now. East Point, now Westland. Go ahead there, sir. From VA3BVH and our special call, of course, VC3 Winter Net. Over to you.
Right, and everybody else on the net. Not having having the opportunity to go face to face with a shark, and trying to remember on my National Geographic shows in the past, I'd have to guess somewhere around 200. Just a wild guess, but I know that sharks got more than I have. Anyway, well, it's been a monotonous week, it seems like. Working from home, which I don't mind, shoveling snow, and putzing around the house. It's too cold for going around the neighborhood lately. But nothing else is really going on. Still waiting for my turn for getting a shot, but I don't think that's going to happen until the spring or summer when you get around to our age group. So, with that, I'll turn it back to net control, Brian. This is AC8FJ clear.
Yeah, roger that. It'll be probably at least that long for our area too, so just have to take cover and stay healthy. That's really all we can do right now, and just take the necessary precautions. Thanks for joining us from across the pond. You're always welcome over here on this side of the border for these nets and any other net that you want to jump on board to. There'll be another one, another two actually. I'll break for the repeaters to take a break here, and I'll mention those two. The two that I know for sure that are coming up in the local area that are probably a little bit bigger will be the 7:30 p.m. Launch on the I repeater. I believe Kevin's still doing that, VA3 DSW on Thursday nights at 7:30. So please join Kevin high over Olette Avenue there on the VE3 I repeater for that one. And then at 10 o'clock, join VE3ES for the late night edition of the WinterNet. Thursdays on the 147.100 machine high atop Mount Ruthven here out in the county. You guys from Michigan should still be able to get in. It's at a very high point in the county, so you're more than welcome to check into that one as well if you can hear it. Let's see here. Thanks for checking in, Rich. The good quality Grizzly was in and out. Thank you, Glenn. And out to Tecumseh, VA3 DDP. Dennis, over to you. How many teeth do you think one of those sharks has, Dennis? Go ahead, VA3 BVH.
3 WinterNet. This is VA3 DDP. Good evening, Brian, and all on net. Well, what comes to mind when you say great white shark brings back some memories because I went to the drive-in movie theater and watched Jaws. And I can't remember if it was either the Famous Four or the Skyway or the Windsor. I forget which one it was. But I remember being there watching Jaws, and I never really counted how many teeth it had. But I'm going to go with 50 on top and 50 on the bottom. That's my guess. Back to net control, VA3 DDP.
Roger that there, Dennis. Thanks for joining us and throwing your guess into the hat. As always, hopefully you join us again next week when we run. And yeah, they have quite a few teeth. It's just how many do they really have? That's the question tonight. It's definitely a lot. You know, we got someone who said 1,000. So that's definitely a lot of teeth for being a guest tonight. So thanks, Dennis. And we're just going to take a quick pause here for more check-ins. Bill, before I go to you, anybody else want to check in? Perhaps anybody just in and out? Go ahead, VA3 BVH or VC3 WinterNet.
VA3 SGM QRU.
Yeah, VE3KS, we got you in there, my friend. I'll be with you in just a couple check-ins here. VA3SGM, Sean, thank you, sir. Have a good night. We'll take those check-ins there and call it for now. And we'll be heading back to VE3ES. Bill, how are you tonight? I still haven't received my phone yet, but I should be getting it within the week. Just a hop, skip, and a jump away, so hopefully I'll be on the air, and then I can call you on HH after the net to give you the numbers. It'll be a nice little system to work out, perhaps. Bill, over to you for anything Spark. Go ahead with your trivia answer as well. Bill, go ahead from VA3 BVH.
Brian, and hello to everyone on the net. Nothing spark-wise to talk about. We are, of course, basically more or less shut down until either the weather breaks or the pandemic suddenly goes away, and those are both going to happen. It's just that it's going to be a long while for both. I'm assuming that we'll get the meetings going, in-person meetings, hopefully sometime in April, most likely May, and they will be, of course, socially distanced. So that's that. I'm down here in the shack. I've been trying to find a spot, do this, do that. I got some new radios to put down. I've also got several years worth of junk to throw out. Amongst my cleaning, I found a photo taken at the Dayton Hamvention when I was at the good site, the Hera Arena, in 1986, and the photos of the aisleway, back then they had the Kenwood booth and the Icom booth were more or less across from each other, and the crowds. I'm thinking, it's unbelievable. People jammed in here. There are hundreds of people in a very small area, and that wouldn't happen now. And the other thing, I found the check that when I bought my 1979 Mustang Cobra 302 hatchback, the check is dated November 26, 1978, and I had already put a $500 deposit because we had to order it, and the check was for $6,800. So, I don't know, can I buy a new car these days for $6,800? Well, with the $500 deposit, $7,300. What could I buy for $7,300? Brian, over to you. The average shark, by the way, sharks have 3 rows of teeth, upper and lower, and there's 128 teeth in each row. So that comes out to something like 750-ish in that neighborhood. Over to you, Brian. Carry on. Hello to all. VA3, VVH, VE3ES.
Roger that, Bill. Roger that. Thanks for joining us tonight. And you have yourself a good one. And yeah, I know there's not much we can really do at the moment, but at least everything's pretty stable in this area, so that's good news. Bill, thanks for joining us. Hopefully we grab you again next week. VA3JSM, over to you there, sir. How are you tonight? And tonight we're talking great white, the great white shark. How many teeth does he have? Over to you, VA3BVH.
Good evening. Just a real quick comment here. Number of teeth. I'll throw a wild guess in there based on Bill's knowledge of unbelievable knowledge of things, including teeth and sharks. I'm going to go with 500 teeth, and other than that, I just trying to get some equipment dusted off here and get going with ham radio again here a little bit. I've been off the air for quite a while, so anyway, good evening to everyone on the net, and should be talking to you. VA3JSM.
Yeah, roger that. Thanks for joining us, and good to hear from you again. And yeah, we're still running these every Tuesday, trying for a new trivia question each week. Lately, we've been on the animal kick because I thought, you know what? There's so many animals that we see. Like I've seen so many different animals in the last 6 months. Like COVID's uprooted everything. It's made everyone, even including the animals, go nuts. I've seen groundhogs. I've seen all kinds of different things. Like I had a couple groundhogs living in my yard for quite a while, and I think they've moved on now because I don't see them anymore or their tracks. So, but yeah, it's done a lot to the animals. So with the animals on the brain, I figured, hey, why not? Let's throw out a couple of random ones and see if we can guess it. So Someone last week was 1 off, so that's pretty close. And I was way low on this guess. Just so everyone knows, mine was way lower than the actual answer. So take a break here for the repeaters. Alrighty. VE3BOK, you're up there, Bill. How many teeth do you think are in a great white? Out Damasburg, VA3BVH.
Evening, Brian. 3BVH, aka VC3 Winter Net. That's hard to say without any vowels in it. This is V3BOK. I don't even know how many teeth I have. How am I supposed to know how many teeth a shark has? I'll throw a guess out there and say 400. Dart in the dartboard. Back to you from V3BOK.
There you go, slapping an answer down. Sounds good. Thanks for joining us there, Bill. Take care and have a good evening. Hopefully we grab you again next week. VE3KS, over to you. Good evening. Thanks for joining us once again. And tonight we're talking sharks. How many teeth do you think are in a great white? Over to you, VA3BVH or VC3 Winternet. VE3KS, Victor Echo 3 Kilo Sierra. You're on the mic, VA3BVH. Go ahead.
VH, V3KS. Yeah, the band is kind of up and down here, Brian. Repeater drops right out here every now and again, so hope you can hear me. Nothing for the net here, just another one to count and kind of listen along best I can. Yeah, sharks have a lot of teeth, Brian. So back to net. V3KS in Shufflin.
Yeah, Roger on the band conditions. No worries. I got you in there that time. Thanks for joining us. And yeah, it's could be dropping in and out with you being that far out from us. So full copy though. You're loud and clear over here. So thanks for joining us, and hopefully we grab you again next week. My next 3 in a row are QRU, VE3OML, VE3 Papa Victor, and VA3 SGM. Anybody else for the net? This is VA3BVH. Go ahead.
V3 Fox Echo X-ray.
There's Mr. Fox Echo X-ray. Anybody else?
Echo 3 Tango Mike Golf. Sandwich Town.
Sandwich. Now I'm hungry. TMG. Thank you, Terry. Anybody else? Alrighty, up to Mark, V3FEX from VA3BVH or VC3 Winternet. Mark, over to you there. How many teeth do you think a great white shark has? Keeping his stick on the ice, Mr. VE3FEX. Over to you, Mark.
Good evening, Brian. No, I haven't had my stick on the ice at all this year. Been kind of tough getting an ice time period. Anyway, let's say good evening to everybody on the net, and Terry and Bill over there in Aberg. And yeah, I have no idea. I always thought not only great whites, but all the sharks, don't they just keep on continually renewing them? So I'm thinking, just from pictures I could dream up in my head, let's say 350 to 400. I think it depends depends how old it gets to be. The older it is, the more teeth it has. So, I don't know. That's my best guess. I'm sticking with it. Back over to you.
Roger that, roger that. Hey, a guess is a guess. Thanks for joining us, Mark, and you have yourself a good evening. And yeah, I know that there's no ice time right now, but I don't know. I just felt like saying that because that was always a good jingle from a while back, and I always laughed when I heard that one. Mark, thanks for joining us, and hopefully we grab you again next week also. Let's see, over to the guy that bleeds blue, the only guy that I know that bleeds blue, the biggest Maple Leaf fan on the planet. VE3 TMG, Terry, over to you. Can you fathom a guess there at the trivia tonight, Terry? How are you? What's going on? VA3 BVH.
V3 BVH, V3 TMG. Hello, Brian. Nobody on frequency? Not doing too much. I guess it's going to get really cold towards the end of the week. But, hey, we've had a pretty mild winter, so can't complain. Should get my car back, I think, by the end of next week, so should be on the road again, although I have a rental. I just don't need to go anywhere, and I don't like driving other people's cars, so I haven't really been anywhere since I got the rental. So like I say, I think by the end of next week, mine should be done. I have no clue on how many teeth are in the shark. Probably at least a couple hundred, but I know I'm probably way off. But I did work a special event. I worked them twice. They have a shark festival out in California, and I worked them a couple times. QSL them once, and their shtick is they send a shark's tooth with your QSL card. So in my drawer, I do have a shark's tooth in the envelope that they sent me. Not a great way, because this thing is tiny, but do have a shark's tooth in my drawer. So there you go. Back to you, Brian. This is VE3 TMG.
Yeah, there you go. That's that'll be a keeper souvenir for sure. But yeah, they're some of them are small, but some of them are pretty big. And yeah, the great white would definitely have a big set of teeth. Terry, thanks for joining us again tonight and sticking with the net as always. Wow, we got quite the list tonight. You have yourself a good evening, Terry, and hopefully we grab you again next Tuesday evening. Yeah, geez, just looking back at the list here, we got a good list going.